Joined now by Lee Hayward. I said that right, didn't I?
Indeed,
there you go. So Lee's treasurer here at Nuneaton Town. And I really did want to speak to you because, you know, one of the things I think people need to understand because of the history of the previous entity is where you are now and what the community club, how that operates a little bit. And so, yeah, give us some idea about the setup you now have.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think just touching on, given what happened with the previous club, we've really tried to sort of break the mould. And it sort of started back when the old club folded. I mean, group of fans getting together, 25 of us locked ourselves in the room for 6 months and worked out, how could we build a football club that's going to... It's very difficult to right the wrongs of the past, but all we can do is focus on the future and do it right.
Yeah.
Which means, we had a lot of advice from a lot of people, including the Football Supporters Association, and we decided the best way forward was to set up a community interest club without shares, which meant that nobody could hijack the club and effectively use it to make money or for their own means. So the real key thing for us is we want to do things properly.
Yeah.
And having something that meant that no matter what happens and whoever comes after us, they've got to run it in the same way that we've set it up. There's certain things that means the club can only ever be running that way, and we can't ever get back into the situation where we've had previously.
Yeah. And I'm guessing the terminology, learn from your mistakes. Now, some people might say, well, hang on a minute, this is, I think, the third time that Borough had gone under.
Absolutely.
And let's be honest, they're entwined in your fabric, whether you like that or not.
Yeah.
They're there. But clearly now, the message to go out there is one of, this is proper now, this is on the money. The fans I've spoke to have been amazing, and the fact that it's the fans that have really driven this to this stage, as well, which is the big, really indicator for me that Nuneaton Town are at the beginning of a fantastic journey. That young, old supporters from Nuneaton that maybe feel that they wanted to step away should come back, because it's very clear to me this club are absolutely doing everything right. And you as a treasurer, like I say, so the community thing, it's non-profitable, everything has to go back into the club. Is that correct?
Yeah, so every bit of money that we make has to be reinvested into the club. So we can really give a strong message that every bit of money that comes in through that turnstile, any money that we take from merchandise, no matter what, that money is going into the club and it's going to be used properly and responsibly.
And as a club, do you think you're under a degree of pressure or having to really go a little bit more above and beyond because of the previous issues that the club, the old entity have faced?
To a certain extent, yeah, we've got to win back people's trust. But I think I'd like to think we'd probably do it anyway. It's important to, certainly the board members and everybody who's been connected to it. We've got a sort of strong backing of probably a nucleus of 20 people who sort of volunteer or part of the steering committee. They're really on board with the way that we've set this up because they can see the worth in it. They can see that it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fans are still with you. Noisy bunch as well.
Indeed, yeah.
And you're top of the league, so things are looking up.
Yeah.
I guess there's an ambition eventually to find a way back to Nuneaton, although fair play to Bedworth United, the facility they give you here is great.
I mean, I think that's a real key point. I mean, obviously when we announced we would be playing in Bedworth, there was a little bit of, I won't say criticism, but people thinking, we've got to go to Bedworth, who historically were our biggest rivals, even though we haven't really played them for 25 years. But it's been brilliant. I mean, Bedworth United's been superb. All the staff at Bedworth are absolutely brilliant. It's been really welcoming, and the fans have enjoyed it. It's really easy to get to for people. It's on bus route, etc. So, we know that we've got a really great base here.
Absolutely.
To play out while we work on.
Impressive.
It allows us to focus on actually getting back into Nuneaton, which is obviously our key goal.
So certainly a hats off to Bedworth for all the support they're giving you.
1,000,000%, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, look, I think I've liked what I've seen,
Sure.
without a doubt, and I hope we've got the message clear that Nuneaton
Yeah.
Town are on the way back.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to look at further, if you look on our website, you've got a whole section of treasurer's reports, which shows exactly the money coming in and how much we spend each month, all to do with transparency for everybody to see.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry about that, folks. That was my phone ringing in the background, but never mind. This is live. So, no, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. It's been a pleasure coming to the club. Hospitality has been fantastic, and I can only wish Nuneaton Town all the very best for the future.
No, thank you. It's been
And
great
good
having you
luck
here.
with what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Thanks ever so much. Cheers.